Hi. Yeah, welcome back to a new episode. I told you guys I was going to be consistent, and no. I know what you're going to say that, no, Cynthia, this is just the second episode for the year, but hey, I meant it. We are going hard this year, okay? So if you're new here, my name is Cynthia, and this is I'd like to tell you. And today, I like to tell you how to plan for the new year using themes. Yes, themes. I think I first found the idea on themes, let's say 2 years ago. So, theme is the idea of having theme is basically a word or a statement that guides you for the new year, and you run with it. Everything that you do is revolving around those things. So I want to tell you guys how to use things to plan for your year and of course to win the year. Let's get right into it. So today I'd like to tell you 5 things that you can try out for your year. The first one is resourcefulness. Now let's quickly go to the dictionary to find out what this word resourcefulness means. So, okay, you know what? I just decided to search resourceful, what it means to be a resourceful person. And I love this definition I'm looking at. So let's read it. A resourceful person is skilled at finding creative and effective solutions to problems, using available means skillfully and adapting well to new or difficult situations, often by making the most of limited resources. This definition completely encapsulates everything I'm trying to say today about resourcefulness. Now, the keywords here are finding creative and effective solutions to problems and making the most of limited resources. You cannot call yourself a resourceful person if you do not apply creativity to problem solving. You cannot call yourself a resourceful person if you are not making the most of limited resources, because that's actually what makes you resourceful. If you have an abundance of resources, technically, I guess you are being resourceful in your own way, but true resourcefulness shows itself when you don't have too much and you just have to make do with what's available. Now, if you want to make resourcefulness your theme for the year, this is what to do. You should make up your mind that every single resource that you have, you are going to put it to work. Now, who should use resourcefulness as a theme? If you know yourself, if you are someone who makes lots and lots of excuses, if you're someone who feels like you're not that creative, if you're someone who feels like you have such big dreams but for some reason you can't just bring them to life, you should use resourcefulness as your theme. If you're someone who has been carrying over dreams and passions and goals and creative ideas for years now, simply because you feel it's not time or you simply do not have enough resources to do them, congratulations, you just found your theme for the year. Now let me give you this personal example. When I quit my job last year, because it was not just a gap year I was going on, I was actually pivoting careers. So one of the first things I did was to go back to my Google Docs and all my notes. Now for me, I'm a scribbler. I'm always writing down things, making notes and stuff like that. So I knew that I'd have some gems written, because in as much as I already knew what I wanted to do, the career path I wanted to go in, I was also, there was that uncertainty too. So, and I wanted to see if I'd ever, because the idea of going on a gap year is something that sat with me for over 10 years now. I'm not joking. I heard it shortly after I finished secondary school, and I have my master's now, so I'm not old, no. I'm not old at all, but I discovered it quite early. That's the point I'm trying to make. I was still a teenager then. I went to my Google Docs and all my notes, and I found very interesting thing. In fact, I used an old email of mine to sign into my Google Docs, and you guys, it was like a black hole of resources. I don't know how to explain it. I was shocked at what I was seeing. Like, all these random posts on social media where they share gigabytes and mega resource folder. I had such folders. Like, if I wanted to even be a pilot, I'm sure I had the resource for that day. It was mind blowing. This is what I want you to do. If you choose resourcefulness as your thing, go back to all your notes. Because sometimes in goal setting, I feel like for some of us, we don't need new goals. We need to rediscover ourselves. Because one of the tragedies I feel like will befall a lot of people in our lifetime is going through life without ever being who they were supposed to be. Most people are going to reach their 80s and find out that they never became who they were supposed to be. They became the version that other people wanted. And how sad would that be? Those 2 a.m. random planning life overhaul sessions that we all get? You see those notes you made, those detailed plans you had, it is time to go back to them. And for some of you are going to discover that you've written up to 3 alternate career or life paths. Like, if I'm not a banker, I'm going to be a singer. If I'm not a singer, I'm going to be an actor. And you wrote out detailed plans on how to get here. Honey, it's time to get back to those plans and dust them and begin to leave them out. This is how you become resourceful. Go back. Even for me, I also logged into my Udemy account and I saw courses there. I had like 20 something courses. Yeah, unbelievable. I had to start deleting a lot of them because I'm no longer that person. I feel like I don't need those skills. I'm no longer interested in those parts. But I realized I was like a squirrel collecting resources, like a squirrel collecting nuts, and just hiding them. I was burying a lot of resources. So this is what I want you to do. Go back to your notes. Go back to all those things you've ever scribbled. Some of you like putting pen to paper. Go back to them and see the ones you can start implementing right away. Okay? And this year, resourcefulness involves using every resource at your disposal. You are going to be that person that you will find one opportunity, and the way you will milk it will shock everybody around you. That is what resourcefulness means. Now, there are even AI tools at your disposal that you can, utilize. So you are going to utilize those AI tools. You could go to any of your favorite AI tools and say, you know what, this is what I want to achieve. These are my present limitations. You write out your time constraints, your financial constraints. If it's your living conditions, write it out and tell it with and of course your skills with my present situation now. How can I start? What are the moves I can start making right away to get my goals to become a reality? That's what I want you to do. Resourcefulness here also means that if you do find some of those your old notes and your old plans, if they no longer fit into the kind of person you want to be, delete them. Yes, because you need to make space for the new that will come. Delete them. And of course, I'm a Christian, and I know that a lot of us, I realize I just gave you a prompt for your AI tool, but there is no bigger helper than the Holy Spirit. God, the one that created you, has the ultimate plan for your life. Please go to him and tell him that, Holy Spirit, this is what I'm planning, but I don't know how to go about it. Can you help me? That's Holy Spirit's hobby, helping us. That's literally the work of the Holy Spirit, to help us, to teach us, to guide us. And he's going to do that till you be tired of ideas. So make resourcefulness your theme this year and just go for it. All right. The second theme I have for you here is audacity. I just realized I've spent so much time talking about the first one. We're going to run through the rest, guys. So the second one is audacity. And this one is very common. Everybody and their mother is determined to be more audacious and blah 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 this year. But you need to ask yourself, what would audacity look like to you? For each of these things, you have to personalize them. It's not just to say, oh, my theme for the year is audacity. You have to personalize them. So who should use audacity as a theme? If you're a very fearful person, you know yourself, you are very fearful, you're timid or shy, and you know within yourself that it has cost you many opportunities, I beg you, make audacity your theme for the year. If you have things that you want to try out, but your personality or your nature as a timid person is not allowing you, use audacity as your theme for the year. I cannot emphasize this enough. Use it for your theme, as your theme for the year. So how do you make audacity personal at this point? Well, what you're going to do is this. You're going to outline all the ways that fear or timidity or shyness is currently holding you down. What are some of the things that you would have loved to do that you're currently not doing? Write it down. And then on the other side, write audacious move you can make to correct those things or to get those things. For some of you, maybe it might be sending more cold emails, it might be messaging random CEOs, it might be telling your friends to put you on. Yes, some of you have friends that you can't even tell them to put you on to new opportunities. This year, you'll be opening your mouth and telling people to put you on. Okay? So list out all the audacious moves that you can make. List it out. Go. Be very generous with it. You know yourself. Write all of them out. Then I would add, what is the worst that can happen? I cannot begin to tell you how important it is to face your fears like this. What's the worst that could happen? So for instance, maybe for one of you, you know you're long overdue for a raise or for a promotion, right? So what's the worst that could happen if you go to your manager and ask for a raise or a promotion? Well, there are two things that can happen. Let's be very realistic. One is that you get a big fat resounding no. And the second is that you can get fired depending on the kind of place that you work. Yes, it's important to spell things out like this so that we'll know what we are working with. So since that is these are the worst things that can happen. Beautiful. Now that you know, what can you do to mitigate it or remedy it? Well, if you know you get a big fat no because of the kind of manager, because of the kind of workplace that you have, well, what should that tell you? That you should start plotting your exits. Yeah. Instead of sitting down there wasting time and fuming in your heart, developing bile and heart attack over your workplace. Since you know that one of the worst things that can happen is a no, start dusting your CV, start revamping it, pay someone to revamp it for you, start looking elsewhere. So that when you do go and ask for that raise and you get a no or they threaten to fire you, you know that you're already doing something about it. I would have said another thing to write is, what is the good that can come out of it? But the human mind, I don't know, for some reason we're mostly wired to think of the negative. So I would indulge you and instead work with that. So the bad thing that can happen or the worst things that can happen, list them. I promise you a lot of those things will not happen though. That's something you must have in mind. A lot of those worst case scenarios, they will never happen. But let's just work with them. And by knowing that, and it's better for you to spell it out this way so that nobody will be lying to themselves. Because you'll be there calling yourself a 9-to-5 that you're a working class lady or a working class man. Meanwhile, deep down, you know that you are stagnated. You are not growing. Your skills are not improving. You know that if you stay there another year, your skills are already getting redundant and you don't even have time to learn. So outlining things this way will make you make a very, very audacious move. Okay, so that's that on audacity. Oh, we're talking too much. So the next one is living. So what will living look like to you? Can you have things to look forward to, activities to engage in? Now, this one we're going to, again, make it very personal. How are you living currently? And what could be better about your living condition? Now, for some of you, you are not living and you know it. For some of you, you have a triangle. I used to be that person, so I know. Church, house, work. Church, house, work. For some of you, is school, work, house. Like, you don't go out, you don't mix with people, you don't network, you don't have any fun activity lined up in your life. So you should make living your goal. Now, what would it look like to you? What are some activities that can infuse joy to your life? What are some things that you can start looking forward to? You might now say, okay, one of the things that will infuse joy to my life, one of the ways I'm going to start living is to start going out some more or develop new hobbies. Whatever it is to you, outline it. And even better, I'm going to say do it by the month. This year, if you choose living as your own theme, I want you to be very whimsical. This is not where you employ strategy. You're not going to handle this like a normal goal. I would prefer every month you have something to look forward to. So maybe you might have an event. You register that by all means, I must attend an event every month. Or this month, I'll just pick up new random hobbies. So for month 1, you decide I want to learn how to ride a bike. For month 2, I just want to learn how to crochet. So you attend a crocheting class. So whatever living looks like to you, get it done. Then learning, this one is self-explanatory. What do you want to learn this year, and break it down by month. You can decide that this year you want to learn about all the wars that have ever been fought. Yes, that's a beautiful goal. All the wars that have ever been fought, you want to learn about them, from the civil wars to the cold wars to the world wars. You decide, and every month you pick 1 or 2 and read about them. Yeah, that's how to do it. It doesn't have to be that deep. Sometimes we make life too stressful. It may not be that deep. If you feel like, especially for those of you whose work is very technical, I will recommend you to have this theme. You could also learn something else, maybe about a certain time period, or about specific personalities or random skills. Yes, this is also another one. Finally, giving. Giving is one theme that I feel like everybody should have in their arsenal, because I feel like the world now is geared towards taking. There are more takers than givers right now, and I don't know, it doesn't go down well with me. I don't think that's the way to live. For this one, you're going to outline what you can give. There are 3 main things you can give. You can give money, you can give your time, and you can give your skills/wisdom. Now, that's what giving can look like. So for money, for instance, how much can you truthfully allocate to giving? And when I say giving, I'm excluding family here, because I want to already assume that you're quite a giver in the home. I don't believe in being a good person outside. Charity begins at home to me. So I want to believe that your family, you have some sort of help that you render. Of course, if you have a toxic family that loves to use people, I can completely understand if you cannot, if you don't give to them. But then, like I said, in this aspect of giving money, it is to outsiders. So giving money, who can you give money to? The church, to support the growth of the word and the spread of the gospel. You can give to missionaries. There are people who go from place to place preaching the gospel. You can do it. You probably won't go to Iraq in your lifetime to preach. What can you do? You support those missionaries. You can also give to the less privileged, these motherless babies' homes, orphanages. That's another fine place to start. You can give to communities that are supporting teen development, children, women, men, as your heart desires. These are random places that you can give money to. Another thing you can give is your time. How can you give your time? You can volunteer. Yes, that's you giving your time. Now, you choose, you don't volunteer for the sake of volunteering. I feel like everybody just wants to volunteer to say they are volunteers, but that's not how to go about it. You want to volunteer to courses that you genuinely have interest in. For instance, my BSc and my master's is in environmental science, but I do not see myself doing full-time volunteerism in environmental courses. I realize I do not have as much interest in that as, say, maybe education. I am more interested in education than environmental sciences. So I'm not just going to start volunteering in environmental courses because it's the popular thing to do. No. You will find that your creativity and your love will shine through if it's not something you are interested in as such. So volunteer your time. You can volunteer your time in church too. Join a service unit instead of just complaining. Oh, the choir, they sing poorly, they did this, blah blah blah. Go and volunteer your time there. Volunteer to schools. Wherever you see a gap, go there. Then the last one, like I said, volunteer your wisdom. This one is, you can volunteer this in terms of mentorship. You can teach, you can, maybe you look at a program and realize that, oh, they are not capturing this thing very well, and you know that you're a videographer. Go there and volunteer. And in volunteering, I'll just say that don't do it with the aim of announcing on social media. This, in terms of giving, yes, you should share, but not so much. Have boundaries. You see, the idea is to make giving a lifestyle for you, such that you don't have to announce that I'm giving this or that. That's the idea behind giving as a thing. And in giving as a thing, it's not that you're not going to do other things with your life this year. No, you are. You're going to go to your workplace. You're going to have bigger goals and other things that you plan to achieve. But you want to make sure that in everything there is a space to give back in it, because most people, their goals is just me. So unlike you, if you choose giving as a theme, in everything you are doing, you must be willing to give back. For instance, I recently just pivoted to data analysis, and I'm already giving back by sharing the knowledge that I presently have. I'm not waiting to be an expert to start maybe mentoring younger ones. I'm already sharing. So do you see how you weave giving around everything? All right, guys, I feel I have talked so much in this episode. I'm trying to make it not too long, but hey, it's still a good thing. I hope this episode has blessed you. Till next time, stay refreshed.